Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. Today I am doing a review, upgrade, and usage on this small sandblaster. It's a 20-pound sandblaster. Picked up offline for like 20 bucks or something. You can pick one up at your local box store for about 60 bucks. Here is this actual sandblaster at the store. It says it's rated at 6 CFM at 60 PSI. An abrasive sandblaster. I was already using this one prior to shooting this video, so the aluminum oxide abrasive I was using blew through the side of this ball valve. Makes it look pretty cool so you can see how the thing works, but functionality wise, not too good. So I had to go down and fix it. See, you can see right through it. So the abrasive was blowing out the side, it was getting everywhere. These are new tips that I was going to replace when I replaced the ball valve, but I ended up finding this dead man valve. It's way better. It came with more tips that take less CFM, but different media should be used as well too if you do end up using this. I did have to buy this adapter to go from a 1/2-inch air inlet to a 3/8 inch air inlet to fit my hose, but these were pennies too. There's going to be links to everything in the description to buy all these parts as well, and the safety gear that I'll be using later in the video. This is the valve that's getting replaced, and the tip that would be replaced as well. But like I said, we're going to replace the whole thing with a dead man valve, and end up using it later in the video too. This is it. Here's a better view. Got everything going. You can see the additional tips. You got 3 tips and then one more on the valve itself. You can see that here's the hose and tip that's going to be taken off. I just used a couple crescent wrenches to take these off real fast. Clean up the threads when you switch any of these airlines out. And also use your nylon tape. There'll be descriptions or links for this in the description as well. You see the inlet's too big, so these adapters came into play. You're going to tape all the male threads, and you want to make sure the tape is going in the direction. This is a dry fit, made sure it all worked. When you use your tape, make sure it's going in the direction of the threads, so when you thread it on, it doesn't bind up. Tighten these on up to each other. German torque specs of Untitled. Make sure everything works functional. Switched out the tip to a smaller tip that came with the largest diameter hole. You can see here all the different sizes very clearly, and obviously the larger the hole, the more CFM, but also the smaller the hole, the less size grit you could get through it. So you can't use a heavier grit through a smaller hole. I had my compressor set to 80 PSI, and I have 60 gallons of compressed air to feed it to. This is putting on a new tip. It's real easy. Switch out within a couple seconds. You're going to get lots of practice doing this while you're sandblasting because the media gets stuck in the tip if you try to go too fast. It takes a few times to get down the flow so it doesn't. So you'll end up taking this off a few times. I use this aluminum oxide abrasive. Fill it up damn near to the top, 3/4 of the way. Tighten the cap good and tight. Make sure you use plenty of safety gear, goggles, a face mask, and the Tyvek. Everything will be in the description to buy as well. When this thing works right, right out of the box like this. It's amazing. It gets the job done fast. It doesn't take long. But my problem was using too small of a tip. You can see how I'm just blasting through everything, trying to adjust the flow of the media compared to the flow of the air. Shaking up, think that was a problem, but it ended up being the tip was clogged. So smallest tip isn't always the best to save air. I ended up using the third size up hole, and I was using a 60 grit aluminum oxide sand as well. After I got everything dialed in, you can see how it just blasts right through this rust I had. It works really well when it's working. Just a pain when everything gets clogged. Have some patience and you'll get it done. Also, if you're going to reuse your abrasive, make sure you put it through a filter so you don't get any larger particles in. Checking everything out. You can see getting all the corners where I couldn't get with the sandpaper. I didn't do the whole bed with this, and I didn't have to get all the way down to the metal. I had to keep shaking the can too to get the abrasive to go through the bottom, so it would come out the hose easier. From messing with the valve and shaking the canister around, I got too much flow of media. So once again, I plugged the nozzle. But like I said, it's really easy. Take this tip off, unscrew it, and I'll turn my air on slightly just to blow everything out. The sand was getting in the threads right here, so it was a tad bit hard. But remember to make sure you're wearing all safety gear, the goggles, the respirator, your Tyvek, everything. Here you're going to see the clog come right out. See? Just too much trying to get through the tip at one time. Go ahead and put the tip back on and make sure it flows right. But we're going to end up calling it a day on this one. So remember to like, subscribe, and share it, and check out the links in the description to buy all the parts and tools and safety gear that we are wearing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next hopefully helpful video.